Welcome to the grumble fast.
Hello, and today's mumble that is a grumble is about pets and also about the magical eggs that they produce. I'm going to start by saying I don't hate pets, quite the opposite. I love animals, but I do think that ownership is a weird thing. Weird. And as more people own animals, this becomes a social pressure that I think should be discussed. There is also some double standards I don't understand that maybe you can help me with at the end or in the comments. And today we've got a park ranger, and he's gonna talk to you about pets and poo. He's a gardener as well.
Having worked in parks and gardens for 20 odd years, it's fair to say the amount of poo has gone up massively, with humans in some places the world over taking over the local fauna as the prime defecators. Here's looking at you, California, with your poo maps. As far as I can tell, it used to be that maybe one or two families per street would have a dog or a cat. But from experience now, it's like every other household in a street, and each of those pets needs to poo. So, either you have a cat litter tray, which some people keep in the kitchen because, well, some people, or you throw it on the paths in the back of your garden. Yep, we had this on a job. Little old lady emptied her cat litter tray onto the garden path instead of re-graveling. The lads did not do the hedge that day. Or you have a wild pooping cat, and cats don't crap in their own garden. So, yes, the neighbour's vegetable patch. Perfect.
Yeah, I really like, doing the business next to the brassicas. What can I say? And when the soil is just so fine, ooh, nothing like pooing on a fine tilth sandy loam, I tell ya.
You see, cats can really throw a gardener. There are no pets. Customer confirmed that. So you think, let's get grounded today. Touch the earth, no gloves. No gloves needed, man. And then you smell that caustic note. Hopefully you notice before you eat your sandwiches. Maybe you do. Maybe it's as you're bringing your sandwiches up to your hands, you smell that, oh. Maybe you don't check the beds before walking in them because, hey, no pets. Next thing, you're doing the cat shit shuffle. Dogs, on the other hand, are a whole other thing. See, we have poo bags, but that in itself creates problem. The first being the poo bag chuckers. Yeah, you know who you are. Fill the poo bag up, chuck it in a bush. Gardener or ranger then have to remove it from a tree. Maybe they hit it with a strimmer or a hedge cutter. Get a free mud bath. Also, people seem to think that once a poo has been bagged, the poo is gone, all clean, no worries. But now imagine your kids, they're playing footy on that field where just 2 hours ago, 20 dog walkers have walked along and picked up dog eggs from the 18-yard box. You see, we used to ask clients to keep the garden free of poo a few days before we came, and often they would just clear it that morning. And you'd work thinking there was no poo, but slowly everyone starts smelling their hands because you see, when you're dragging branches across the ground, you're picking up all that smeared poo, mate. And when you're in the woods with no running water, or you haven't got any access to the client's facilities, mate, it's horrible. Also, the amount of poo I used to see next to children's play equipment is enough to question whether people actually think about anything beyond the base level at all. I know about immune boosting, but that's just nasty. So I've got some issues and PTSD, and some of them related to poo. But ignoring my issues, and we focus more on the environment and the impact pets are having, at least in the UK. We have these really special places called triple SIs, that's sites of special scientific interest, such as really important grassland. Now, I worked at some of these over 10, 15 years, and the amount of poo made working there from the best days of our working year to some of the most dreaded. There never used to be that much poo. And the chemistry of the doo-doo was also impacting the special grassland. And a parasite in dog poo can pass a disease on to grazing cattle. And the company I work for, to get most of its money, came from membership. A lot of these were dog walkers. So solving this issue is tricky when combined with the lost environmental funding from the EU during Brexit. So some of our most ecological sites are glorified dog parks. Pains me. Then going back to chemicals, we've got fipronil. Fipronil is used to treat fleas on pets. It was banned in farming in part due to association with bee mass mortality and potential dangers to humans, but is still available in pet treatments. It's in our rivers in concentrations that are just too high, and there was a petition to sign it a few years ago, and sod all people signed it.
Can we talk about the continued breeding of species that suffer because of humans?
Yeah, why don't you take this one? I've moaned about dogs, well, more dog owners, but it's only fair you have your say.
And finally, the continued breeding of species that suffer because of humans. Why are you buying that pug? You know it's just messed up. You messed up. Stop breeding mutants. Maybe breed a dog that doesn't have breathing problems and arthritis in the hind legs. Do you ever think about what you're doing? You see, these mutant dogs, they ain't good. Fashion accessories. I wonder how long it takes until Versace starts selling dogs. Little ones to go with handbags.
Hi, I'm Megan. I'm vegan, but I support pet eugenics for purification purposes.
Are you done?
Yeah, that'll do.
And finally, something I'd like some help with. Maybe you can put your opinions down below. Imagine the situation. You have a toddler. The toddler goes outside and has a poo, and then it comes back inside and sits on your lap and then licks your face for good measure. Any normal person would remark, probably in a colourful way, I should imagine, that the child just sat on them with a messy and then proceed to clean the toddler and themselves before carrying on with whatever they were doing. Now, let's imagine the toddler is a dog. Let's say a little mug rump terrier. And it's let outside. It does its business. And then it comes back in, sits on Mr. Higginbottom's lap and licks her face for good measure. The person does not remark colourfully and proceed to clean themselves. They just pat the dog. What's with that, man? I mean, like, come on. And cats, hell, you let a cat in after it's been philandering all over the neighbourhood, killing rats in bins, killing mice in gutters, philandering, and then it comes onto the work surface. If that was me, my mum would have given me a right clip around the ear. But the cat, the cat, you're all potty, I tell you. Double standards, all of you potty.